Hi there, this is Shawn, and I wanted to do a quick video to show you how to use some free content from one of my favorite places, Creative Fabrica, to create an item that you can use commercially and personally. And I also want to remind you that I give trainings like this regularly to the paid members of Shawn Hansen's Profit Track. So if you're interested in more of what you see here, make sure to click this link and check out the low-cost membership. For just $5 a month, you get a lot of great downloads and instruction, and I think you'll really appreciate what you learn. Okay, I've downloaded a couple of separate items from Creative Fabrica, and I'm going to open each up. I'm using Affinity Designer for this, and I'm just going to take the EPS version of the file and drop it in here, and I'll close that folder. And the same with this design, and then I'll close this folder. What I want to do is add these to a new design. So I'm going to go up to File and New, and I've got a 12 by 12 preset with a white background. You can just type in 12 inches by 12 inches. I'm using 300 dots per inch. I suggest you do a high resolution version. And I like the white background for this, so just make sure your transparent background is unticked. Of course, you can make this any size you want. I just tend to start with 12 by 12 for these types of graphics. Then I'm going to click Create. And on this blank canvas, I'll just go back to each of the designs, and I'm going to right-click here, copy, paste, and go to my flower, right-click, copy, and paste. Once I've done that, I can close out these two extra files. And since I've started this, I'll go ahead and save this. And I want to save it at first as an Affinity Design file so that it's editable. And I'll just call this flower graphic and click Save. And next I'm going to turn this flower off and just work with this set of stems. So I want to make sure that I choose this layer, and then I'm just going to reduce the size and move it. And you see this line comes up. If you don't see that line, come up to this magnetize tool. So this snaps things into place. If it's gray like this, it's not on and you won't see any snapping. If it's sort of darker in color like it is now, you'll see that snapping. And I like where that is, so I'm going to turn my flower back on, and I want to turn this off for a minute, just work with my flower layer. I'm going to make this smaller, but before I do, I want to get rid of this tan that's in the background. So I'm going to open this up, find that layer, which is down here, and I'm just going to delete that layer. If you don't want to delete it because you think you might want it later, just untick this box, but it's still going to be there. I'm going to go ahead and delete mine. And then once I do that, I'll go back up and minimize this, just click the whole layer and reduce the size. And I'm going to come down pretty good here and just pull this up to the corner and turn my stems back on. And I'm just going to position this flower sort of in the area of this top stem and turn it just a little. Now I can go up to Edit, Copy, and Paste. And now I have this second flower. And I'm going to put this over here, and I'll turn it. I don't want these to be exactly the same. Now if I select this new flower layer, so I've clicked away, I'm just going to select this layer here. If I hold down my Command key, you'll see it makes a copy of it. That's a control on your PC. And I'm just going to size this down. And I want to go ahead and flip this. So I just use this flip horizontal button. I'm going to go back to this layer, make sure it's selected. Again, with my Command key held down, I'm going to grab this over here, and I'll move this over a bit. And this one I want to flip the other way, and then turn it slightly. Make this one smaller. Put this up here. Remember, you have to grab the layer. These have all kinds of curves because this is a vector graphic. So when you see me accidentally click in here, it's opening up that vector group. So I want to grab the layer before I move things. Let's grab this small flower here, and I'm going to copy it up here. And I want to make sure this goes below all the other flowers. And we'll grab this one here. So if I just click in it, I can see which of these layers I'm after. And we'll copy this over here. And I want to flip this one and rotate this like so. And I'm just kind of looking over all of these to make sure that I like the way it looks. And I like that. The next thing I want to do is I want to add a text layer. But I don't want it to just roam across the bottom. So I'm just going to start by putting in my text. And I want to make sure that this is a little bit bigger. I'm going to go up to 30 points. And I want to use a font that I also got, a free font, and it's this Beauty Display. And I'm just going to type this out. Oops. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. And I'll make this a little bit bigger. Try 72. And then I'm going to move this. Now I could stop there, but I'd really like this to be a little more creative. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my pen tool, and I'm just going to create a path around this design. And I'm just going to do it on this one side. And then I just kind of want to move it. Now that I have that, I want to go over to my node tool. And I want to make sure that these are smoother. So I'm just going to select them and round them out. And then I can play around with the shape a little bit. And come back down here. And just pull this out some. I want to add one more here to just round it. And then I'll click away and look. And I like this. So we'll experiment with this. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this curve is selected. And then I'm going to come over to my text tool. And notice how it changes from that letter A to the T with the curvy line. That tells me that if I click here, my text is going to follow this path. And I'm just going to type again, where flowers bloom, so does hope. And you can see I can not only just move this along, I can also make it larger. Let's try 72 here. And taking this green arrow, this little triangle here, I'm just pulling it down, pushing it up. I can also adjust the endpoint and where it flips, so it'll go to the other side of the curve. So for now, I think I want to do this. Click away. And for now, I want to turn off the bottom text here. want to come back to this curve, and with my move tool, I'm just going to adjust it. And I think I might actually want to bring my curve down a little bit more this way. So I'm going to go back to my node tool, and I'm going to grab this, and I'm just going to pull it, and then I want to add a curve here, like so. And then come back to this move tool and this text layer. And again, I'm just going to push this green I like that a lot. The only other thing I might want to do is repeat this green behind my words, or I might just want to reshape this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this curve, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to turn off this bottom one. In case I screw this one up and I don't like the results, I've got this, so I'm just going to click here, and I'm going to pull this up, and I'm just reshaping this by pulling on the nodes. And I'll add a node here so that I can round things out. The same thing here. I'll round this a little bit more. Let's click away. This is a little rough over here, so let me play with it some more. Oh yeah, I really like that. And there's a quick, easy way to create something brand new, combining several free items from Creative Fabrica. For members of Shawn Hansen's Profit Tracks, I'm going to take this design a step farther and show you how to swap out colors to make this truly unique so that you can use it in a variety of projects. If you're not a member yet and you enjoyed this training and you'd like to see more, click the link below and you can get started. I'm Shawn Hansen. Thanks again for watching.